Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I want you to know that you are greatly appreciated. Me and my team behind the scenes work hard on this channel to bring you the latest news, to try and put together these videos and make sure you have the right information going into this crazy, crazy new world that we live in. I'm hoping that I can say post-pandemic world, but the world is still not the pandemic is still not behind us now. This channel, the Ignition Time channel, is about the country, it's about the economy, and it's about your money. And nothing impacts the country more than the control of the United States Senate, which is going to be determined by the Georgia Senate runoff races. On your screen, you'll see a tweet from Jacob Rubashkin, who's a reporter and analyst for Inside Elections. And Jacob said that Loeffler and Perdue, these are the Republican incumbent senators in the state of Georgia who are trying to hold on to their seats with the support of President Trump, because President Trump did hold a rally in Georgia last night. So Jacob writes, Loeffler and Perdue camps released joint statement urging their supporters to vote and saying that the election will be decided by the votes cast in the next few hours. This is a very, very interesting that they would say that. And here's a joint statement on your screen from the Perdue and Loeffler campaigns on voting. The joint statement reads, "We are encouraged by reports of high voter turnout across the state." By the way, the voter turnout has been high, specifically amongst African American voters, particularly so in North Georgia, where President Trump rallied Republicans last night. But make no mistake about it, this is going to be a very close election and could come down to the difference of just a few votes in a few precincts across the state. Can you imagine, folks? A few votes in a few precincts across the state will determine control of the United States Senate, which has implications not only for us in the United States of America, but all over the world. Okay, so the joint statement continues. We continue to encourage every Georgian to get out and vote and call, text and email their friends, family, and neighbors to do the same. This generational election will be decided by the votes cast in the next few hours. No one should be sitting in the sidelines. Go vote. Now, in my opinion, I'm wondering, are the Republicans getting nervous in Georgia? We don't know. I mean, listen, President Trump did hold a rally last night, and President Trump's rallies have been shown to increase turnout. But are the Republicans getting nervous in Georgia? Let me know in the comment section below whether you think this is a sign of nervousness, asking Republicans to go out and vote. Because remember, the president has called into question the system and the election itself. Is that going to discourage individuals? And if the answer to that question is yes, could this have the potential to backfire on the Republican Party? On your screen, you see a tweet now from Reed Wilson, who's a correspondent for The Hill. And Reed wrote that spending in the Georgia Senate runoff races exceeded $830 million. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Well over $750 million. Ossoff and Warnock are the best funded US Senate candidates in history. Warnock was $7 million behind another candidate in mid-December, another past candidate, and he has surpassed that previous candidate by now. So in other words, these Democrats have bought a huge amount of money, not the Republicans as well, but again, the Democrats have bought more money than the Republicans in this runoff race, which had $830 million in spending for control of the United States Senate. Speaking of control of the United States Senate and control of the presidency for that matter, the challenge to the Electoral College votes is essentially ongoing, because we know that Ted Cruz, the senator from Texas, there he is. Hello, Senator Cruz. And Josh Hawley from Missouri. There he is. Hello, Josh Hawley from Missouri. So these two senators, along with a whole bunch of other Republican senators, right around 12, the last time I checked, are going to object to the certification of the Electoral College votes tomorrow in Congress. So this is quite incredible. Now, another individual who did object has been pointed out by Michael Schmidt, who's a reporter for the New York Times, and he actually wrote the book Donald Trump versus the United States. And so Michael Schmidt wrote that Cleta Mitchell, who, by the way, is one of the attorneys who was on the call with President Trump when the president was talking with Georgia state officials, and Cleta Mitchell has resigned from her law firm. The firm said in a statement, Cleta Mitchell has informed firm management of a decision to resign from Foley and Lardner effective immediately. And in the statement, Ms. Mitchell concluded that her departure was in the firm's best interests as well as in her own personal best interests. Now, in case you're wondering who's Cleta Mitchell, is she another Sidney Powell? Well, Cleta Mitchell again is an individual who has been is an attorney who has worked with President Trump. And here's a tweet on your screen from Andrew Feinberg. Andrew Feinberg is a reporter covering the Hill, and Andrew writes that Cleta Mitchell was the guest who stunned an anchor from Fox News, Sandra Smith, by talking a certain way. You can see the tweet on your screen. After the race had been called for President-elect Joe Biden. Let's listen to the comments from Cleta Mitchell, and I want you to see the reaction from the Fox News host Sandra Smith on your own and judge for yourself. We're actually going to play this clip twice. It's a 24-second clip, but I'm going to play the clip twice so that you can actually understand what went on here. Let's roll the clip.
Over whoever is decided to be the president. Remember, just because CNN says, or even Fox News says that somebody's president, doesn't make them president. So I think everybody wants to know that this was done properly and legally.
What is happening? Like, Trace, we've called it.
And I think we have to look into every one of these concerns.
Yeah, and I think. Yeah, and I think Cleta makes a very good point there, Steve. You know, that look.
Over whoever is decided to be the president. Remember, just because CNN says, or even Fox News says that somebody's president, doesn't make them president. So I think everybody wants to know that this was done properly and legally.
What is happening? Like, Trace, we've called it.
And I think we have to look into every one of these concerns.
Yeah, and I think. Yeah, and I think Cleta makes a very good point there, Steve. You know, that look.
And now let's shift focus back to the Georgia Senate runoff races, and then I'll get into the $300 a week. You'll see this article on your screen from Bloomberg. Georgia makes history with the runoffs deciding the Senate and the Biden agenda. So this is essentially a double Senate runoff race, and there's a heavy turnout amongst African-American voters, which is going to add to the drama in the final hours. So now let's shift gears to which states have started paying out the $300 a week. As you know, the $300 a week is going to go on through the 14th of March. So I want our viewers and subscribers to know that the PEUA program was extended, the PEUC program was extended. I have covered this extensively in previous videos on our channel, but here are the states that have now started to pay out the $300 a week as of this morning. These states are Arizona, California, Connecticut, Delaware, Washington, D.C., Georgia, Idaho, Louisiana, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Mississippi, New Hampshire, Nevada, New York, North Carolina, Rhode Island, Tennessee, Texas, and West Virginia. These are the states that have indeed started paying out the $300 a week. And some states like New York, California, and Arizona, the $300 a week started going out yesterday, Monday. And other states are going to start to pay out this money throughout the week. If you have specific questions, I recommend you get in touch with your state agency. They should be able to assist you. Now, the one thing I want to point out as far as the state of California is concerned is that the information we have now is that the $300 a week is indeed going out to those who are on state benefits or the federal state extended duration program. So again, if you're receiving regular state benefits or the federal state extended program, you should start to see your money very soon. But if you're on the PUA program, you should start to see the $300 a week starting next week. Keep in mind that each state administers its own unemployment benefits program. So essentially, decisions about when the money goes out, who's eligible, who's not eligible, etc., are going to be made by your state because each state does its calculations separately. So you do want to get in touch with your state. Now, some states are going to start paying out the $300 a week next week. These states include Maine, Montana, South Carolina, Vermont, and Washington. Once again, Maine, Montana, South Carolina, Vermont, and Washington. Also, like I said, California, if you're getting the PUA program, you can expect the $300 a week starting next week. And as we are recording this, the President of the United States is tweeting. You'll see the first tweet on your screen from the President, where the President is saying Washington is being inundated with a lot of people who are protesting. And in the second tweet, the President says, I hope the Democrats and more importantly, the weak and effective Rhino section, meaning Republican in name only. When the President says Rhino, R-I-N-O, he means Republican in name only. He says, I hope the Democrats and even more importantly, the weak and ineffective Rhino section of the Republican Party are looking at all the protesters in DC. Just incredible what's the tweets coming out from the President of the United States. And speaking of incredible, here's a tweet on your screen from Josh Kroshar, and Josh is an against the grain columnist at the National Journal. And Josh points out the number of independents who felt that the call that the president had with the Georgia Secretary of State and Georgia state election officials was inappropriate. In other words, independents were uncomfortable or are uncomfortable based on this reporting with President Trump's call to Georgia election officials. And here's something super interesting that might make the Republicans nervous. At the start of the video, I mentioned the call to action from Senators Loeffler and Senators Perdue to encourage Republican voters to go out and vote. Is that a sign that they're getting nervous? Well, according to Josh, perhaps more telling is that independent viewers consider the call as inappropriate. Suburban independent viewers in certain counties in Georgia are likely to decide these runoff elections in Georgia. Could the scales tip away from the Republicans based on the recent actions of the president? Is this going to be a referendum on the president as opposed to the Republican Party? Incredible what's going on. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. You'll get a link to all of our resources in the description section below. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video right here. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like, and why you should listen to me. On this channel, the Ignition Time channel, it's not important whether you're red or blue. For me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm American. We are all Americans first. You'll get different types of information on this channel. You're not going to get the regular kinds of information. You're going to get information that's important to the country because we do need to understand how the country works. That in turn impacts the economy, and by extension, this impacts our money. On this channel, you'll hear about the country, the economy, and about our money. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. East Coast time most days of the week. Please get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time, and send that to 70,000. That's 70000. You'll get added to our SMS alerts list moving forward. You can also get added to our email list. Simply go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts, and you'll get added to our email list going forward. You can opt out of the SMS list or the email list at any point in time that you want. Stay in touch with us via the SMS list or the email list. You'll get important news and alerts if you're on our SMS list and on our email list. So definitely make sure you stay in touch via SMS or via email. You'll also get information about any programs that we might release in the future. Now, keep in mind that YouTube does not always send out notifications on time. Sometimes YouTube sends out the notifications late. So all I ask you to do is simply go to youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. And then you'll be able to bookmark the homepage of our channel and then visit the homepage of our channel and watch the videos anytime you want. This way you're not dependent on notifications and you're not going to miss a single video, which is important. You can also follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is ignition_time. That's ignition_time. So please follow us on Instagram. You'll get important information specifically for our Instagram community. Speaking of community, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. That's ignition_time. It's the same handle as Instagram. You'll get breaking news and alerts from us on Twitter. One of the incredible things about the growth of our channel has been the growth of our community. I encourage you to comment below. You'll make some new friends. We are a bipartisan, we are an intelligent, we are a respectful, we are a growing community. So engage with our community. You might make some new friends. Also, please share this video with just 2 friends or family members. Just share this video with 2 friends or family members. That would mean a lot to me personally. As always, you'll get a link to all of our resources in the description section below. So make sure you check out our description section. And finally, please ignite the subscribe button. Please ignite the like button. I would really appreciate that because the name of our channel is Ignition Time. Don't forget to enable notifications so that YouTube does send you reminders when we release content. I'll do anything for a like. If you want, I'll do one of my dances. Now, I guess I'm an average dancer, but seriously, I would really appreciate it if you click the like button. Once again, please subscribe. Please enable notifications. That would mean a lot to me. If you click like, I get into party mode. And it's almost like there's confetti for me everywhere when you click the like button. I would really appreciate that. Guys, let me be completely honest. Just because some of us have started to get the $600 stimulus checks, it does not mean that it's raining money. What it means is it's a lesson essentially for us that we should never, ever be dependent on the government again. And that is where I will lead you. Thank you so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Thanks. Bye.